Going live on YouTube. All right. Hello. Wait, hold on. Okay, yeah, for real. All right. Last time I went live, I attempted to fix bugs. Today, we're gonna attempt to fix more bugs. Yes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. That's the plan. We still have crashing going on. Actually, I want to play test because I think I made a build last night and I haven't even tested it yet. To try to see if I fixed the crashing. There it is. Yeah. Logos? Yeah, we have quite a bit of crashing that seems to point at when we load and unload the levels, which is really fun. Love that for us. Sometimes when you like die and then restart, all that kind of fun stuff. I mean, V1.0 is delayed till tomorrow. I still have to wait on a couple things to get done before I can push for release. And then obviously I do want to fix all these bugs. Okay, let's see. Let's see if it crashes. If I restart mission. Oh, no crash. And the other level was successfully unloaded, I think. We have this bug still. The pause menu causes some little bit of fuckery. But that's good. So I guess the workflow is unload levels first, then load the level. Yeah. Yeah. Crash is solved? Well, it would seem that way, but we'll know for certain after a bit more work. I'm going to try one more time again and see if it crashes. One more time. We'll do one test. Restart mission, continue. Yeah, that seems pretty good to me. Now, obviously, it would be nice if we can make it so you don't see the player fall through the world temporarily. That could be a nice little, you know, just nice little fix. But at least we fixed the crash. That was the biggest issue, obviously. Cool. Okay. My escape key didn't work for a second there. That was interesting. You can swap shoulder in third person, game of the year. I don't know why third person games don't add shoulder swapping. I really don't understand why they don't. Maybe it's because a lot of their constraints are based off of where their camera is, but then at that point, that just means they did their camera in a really shitty way. That's how I view it. Like, I feel like it's a quality of life thing that all third person games should have. And my game's not even third person by nature. It's because I knew a lot of people would ask for it. I think a couple of people asked for it. And I was like, yeah, I think that's going to be like a feature request. So let me just put it in the game. Yeah. It's weird that a lot of third-person games don't have shoulder swap. I don't really get it. I could see some reasonings, but I think those are all just excuses. Yep, I said it. I said it. Excuses. That's what they are. Okay, so the crashes might be fixed. We'll see. I'll put it in the patch notes. Technically, I think these are in... I want to say these are in the current build right now. But I'll just put one whole patch notes like later today or something. Consistent crashing on Cathedral in the upstairs section after death. I don't know how to reproduce that, I'm gonna be honest. I also don't know why a bunch of enemies disappear in one of the levels. There was someone that had a bug where the Cathedral level just kind of reset itself. Why? I don't fucking know. You kidding me? They're a part of the right level. Then why is it that all of the enemies disappeared when the player went into this level? Level to load, catacombs. Level to unload, lobby. I don't see any way how this could fucking break. I don't know how this broke. Level design looks hard. It's got its challenges. I need to look at this bug report again. So it's the one where the Cathedral didn't load. Game crashed. By the way, I looked into this crash, and I've come to the conclusion that debugging crashes without the engine source code is basically nearly fucking impossible. Yep. Really fun trying to figure out why things crash, such as shooting an explosive barrel. Maybe there's an is valid issue on an explosive barrel. I don't fucking know. We'll look into it though. Here's the report. The basement on the Cathedral level doesn't reset sometimes after you restart the chapter. Basically, there are no enemies nor C4 charges, and all the walls that can have C4 on them have been blown up. After you run through the section, you get the locked message. All the walls that can have C4 on them have been blown up. Do you remember where you started? Nope, right at the start. There's no way. The level must have been already loaded. I think, okay, there's only one way that the C4 and all of the enemies could be gone. And the C4 and the walls being blown up. The walls would have to actually be physically blown up. I think what happened is that they restarted either while in this level or after finishing this level. And this didn't... would you look at that? The level to unload is none. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Por qué? Okay. Yeah, well, that would probably explain it. Well, that would probably explain that. Yeah. Yeah, fucking ass. Okay. I'm thinking this is where the problem is. I'm thinking that's where the problem is. Yeah. Rewriting the entire game from scratch, but that'll take at least a day, which will delay V1.0 till tomorrow. I was looking into modding, by the way, yesterday. I think I'm going to hold off on that until the 1.0 is completely polished and released, and then I'll probably start looking into modding as a potential thing for the game. I was doing some reading up on it. It's a little overwhelming. Never seen a dev live stream going over bugs reported and try to figure them out. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool until you watch a little bit longer and you're like, wow, this is actually pretty fucking boring. Because development is pretty damn boring. Yeah. Lost the enemies the first day they take me out sometimes. Okay, so what I think what happened is they completed the level, but then they restarted it. But when they restarted it, this level was still completed and didn't unload and didn't reset, and then and that's what happened. That's what happened. What up, Craney? That's my thesis. There is no other way that all of these walls would be pre-broken. They can't be pre-broken. There's no system to pre-break them. So I think this level was like completed in a run. I love how I didn't fix this guy. This guy's still sitting here. And you know what? He will be sitting there forever. T-posing broken skeleton man. It would make more sense if I put like a body bag there, but listen, things are really indie around here. Things are really indie. Original poster of the bug had a crappy PC. I don't think they had a crappy PC. I think they oh, actually, hold on. There's an update right here. A little update, 5 out of 6 times. It was after the level ended, so the boss area might be the problem then. Yep. It's because I thought at first I got a little misdirected because I was trying to figure out if like the boss area or something else. This right here I think should fix this problem. So we'll unload this level when they complete the level, which will in turn reset the level. Yeah. What's the difference between state tree and a behavior tree? They function in different ways, and I think the workflow in general is just different. But realistically, based on my limited experience with state trees, I think they kind of function similarly. You're checking for a specific state if it should go into a state, and a behavior tree kind of does a similar thing. I think it's just the workflow is a lot different with state trees. I'm probably going to be using state trees more, I think. Okay, so we can mark this as fixed. Cathedral catacombs while not being unloaded when entering the boss room. Didn't ping Discord? Ah, shit. Sorry. I got something in my eye. Ah! Hold on, let me ping Discord. Done. What engine am I using? This is Unreal Engine 4.26. Yeah. Let's okay, well this is fixed, I think. There's apparently a crash that occurs in this level. Consistent crashing on Miami Cathedral in the upstairs section after death. I have not been able to experience that. However, I was able to reproduce this issue. This always... I'll write can't reproduce on this one. I played a bit today and noticed you still get achievements when using the God mode and infinite stuff modifiers. Is this intended? I kind of just said fuck it, Scotty, and I was like, you know what? I'll just let it happen. You know what I mean? Like, technically, no. But then I was like, you know, technically speaking, someone's gonna find a way to probably cheat it anyways. So, you know. Yeah. Like, I could change it so it's like if you have 0x multiplier, which God mode makes you go into 0x, maybe it just doesn't give any Steam achievements, but it's like, man, you know what? Just whatever. Yeah, you know what? Ah, fuck it, man. You know, I'm sure I'll probably get like someone being like, I didn't want to get these Steam achievements when I had God mode, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe don't use it. Coming up with excuses, but yeah. Is it finished? I'm gonna die next week. It's not finished yet. That being said, the downside of doing a beta branch of the game, of the entire game, is that it's basically the 1.0, essentially, just with bugs, really. And maybe some levels that are not polished that I'm working on right now. That's basically the difference. It's essentially, the beta branch is essentially the 1.0, so yeah. You know, Kieran, recently bought your game and had a blast with it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thanks for picking it up. All right, well, that should fix that issue. All right, moving on. Next bug. What's next on the block? We do have this cathedral bug, but I'll work on that later. Grabbing an enemy and letting go sometimes makes them fly / teleport away. Don't know how to fix that one. We've had that issue before, and I've tried to fix it, and I don't know what's going on. I do not know what is occurring here. Some sort of black magic, I believe, is making them disappear. Yeah. Yep. Do I still work on my other project? At the moment, I've just been focused on this and contract work. I have not been able to work on anything else, unfortunately. Unfortunately.
Shit my pants, I did.
Bri, think of the Prime, man. Almost 4 years. We need some more sub badges. I haven't gotten any going. Need to get some more sub badges. Honestly, we should get some better sub badges. I feel like our sub badges are a little bit, you know, our sub emotes, our sub badges, they're a little bit lacking in the quality department. How's it going? Not too bad. Not too bad. We're fixing some critical bugs, I believe. I think. They'll probably come back, but, you know, I tried. How's the localization coming along? It's almost done. I think there's one last language that's being worked on. Actually, yeah, I think it's almost done. Yeah, I just need to do Spanish, I think. But I believe the company that does the localization has mostly finished everything, from what I can see. Oh man. The translator for Russian put their text into the German section. So now we got Russian text in the German section. Good job, guys. Good job. Good job. Yep, good job. Yep, that's about right. Is French completely done? No, I have to review it. I have to review it. And I think, Bry, I think you put a couple feedback. I have to get to that too. Points to Sufra. Crimson made this in a cave with a box of scraps. My game's okay. It's not the craziest thing in the world. Thank you, John Doe. How much does it cost to get some contract work done? I currently, what's my pricing currently? I'm at like a $48 an hour right now. I think. US. Yes. Yeah, $48 an hour. So, yep. Just punch the numbers, I guess. What company do I use? For localization? Most of the localization is being done by Warlocks. And then Turkish was completed by Plus localization. So two separate companies, but most of it currently for the latest languages was Warlocks. Yep, a lot of money going to be out of my pocket pretty soon because it's 10 cents per word, and we have 5 new languages. All right. So we got 3 bugs. Let's double check the Discord. A lot of money coming in, maybe too much. Yeah, I know, guys. Can we stop buying the game? I'm being put into a different tax bracket. Can we please stop buying the game? Slow it down, man. Remember the buy upgrades. Yeah, that would be cool, but I just can't. I don't want to add more features right now because there's a large likelihood that. Yeah. I have a feeling this is a null ref. Did they post what it was? I don't know what code 40 is. There's an access violation in here, but I don't know what code 40 is. Let's look at the explosive barrel. Fine, I'll refund the game. That's not going to help. I think that's still... I think, technically, refunds... I think refunds still impact my gross revenue value. Like, it still stays. It's just that a refund impacts my net revenue. So my gross revenue still stays the same. Where are we getting a null ref? ¿Qué pasa? ¿Por qué? Maybe it's the actor reference in here. We can put an is valid as like a little safety precaution. I feel like that's not really like this shit. I feel like this is placebo. This shit doesn't fucking do anything. Or maybe it does. Maybe it does. I don't know. But I feel like this doesn't. this doesn't fucking fix anything. I guess, like, I don't know. Do we get, can we actually get crashes if we try to reference a null ref? I guess it doesn't, maybe it doesn't crash in editor, but maybe it could crash in a package build. Yeah. You know, Vinny puts in is valid, claims it's fixed, moves on. Yep, that's the bug fix. Maybe it's happening during the damaging. Here we do destroy the actor, which I don't think is a huge problem. Maybe it's the Niagara particle effect causing it to crash. I would very much appreciate if I click on this and it goes to the actual, this one. Is there possibly something in here that is causing the crash? Is there something in here that could be crashing the game? Some material that's like referencing a texture that doesn't exist, perhaps? I think that'd be impossible, though. No way that would happen, right, guys? Could that happen? It probably could, knowing this engine. You know, Josh? Whoa, what is this fucking texture? That looks crazy. That looks insane. The Ember, I'm pretty sure we literally just looked at this. I don't know, man. Maybe it's not the Niagara particle effect. I don't know. I don't know. Let's just hope this is valid. You know, maybe fixes something. The thing is, some crashes happen completely randomly. So I shot the explosive barrel and my game crashed. Like sometimes the game has the engine has a magical way of just having so many false positives. Or there's something else going on that's causing the crash. It just magically happens the exact same time that the player does something. Bit of faith. Yeah, I'll look into it a little bit. Might have had a random crash or two since I started playing it, but not since then. There's some crashes that I've been able to reproduce. Like the intro, like restarting the intro, I was able to fix that one. But fixing some other ones can be a bit troublesome, for sure. Okay, possible stat mixing. Why is that happening? Let's see. Let's go through the code. Go through the code. Yeah. Go through the code. Okay, save run to slot. Save chapter session. All right, here it is. We set the accuracy. I'm seeing something weird, actually. This is, where the fuck I am? Where the fuck I am? Determine new stats. If the session determine rating if the session determined rating is more than the best run rating, or the best run time was equal to 0. If false. Otherwise, session determined rating is equal to... Oh, I think I see the problem. Oh, I think I see the problem. BR time was not equal to 0, so this is going, and the session determined rating was not more than it, it was actually equal to it. Ah, shit. I know where the problem occurred. But then doesn't this account for S plus? Yeah. So then what the hell, man? What the hell, man? Okay. I don't know where the problem is. Well, I do know where the problem... Well, I know where a couple of problems are, but... This is a little bit problematic. But if the session determined rating was lower, but if it's S, it could count towards the S plus. Okay, we might have to do something weird. Instead of reading directly from the rating, I think we might have to recalculate. I think we just... this is real icky. Instead of counting for the rating in an integer, we might have to make it a float. Oh, shit. What's my opinion on EFT, Escape from Tarkov? I think it's cool. I played a bit of it. I had my enjoyment for a bit. Yeah, the problem is that we're rounding the value. So when we round the value, we end up getting a number that we actually don't want. And then this will go through even though it maybe shouldn't. Can I change this without breaking anything? No, it'll all break if I change the save system right now. I have to return, so I have to recalculate the session and the past session and compare them. That's the problem. But what's weird is that this is equals. Oh, this is overriding it with the new stats. The problem's here, and the problem's here. Shite. I think you're the last dev who doesn't need glasses to be in front of the monitor for hours. I didn't get this buff. Oh, trust me, Vinny, my eyesight is bad. It's just, I'm farsighted. I have farsighted. Is that it? Farsighted, where you can't see from afar? Yeah, my eyesight has gotten a lot worse. And I think me not wearing my glasses and me staying in front of the screen too much, probably part of the culprit, I would imagine. So this needs to not just return a rounded integer value like a fucking doofus. This should actually also be returning the float value. So then I can calculate that. I'm a dummy. Out of NDM. Do I only use blueprints in this project? Most of it is blueprints. Most of it is blueprints. I just find it a lot easier to do stuff in blueprints currently. For the next game, I do want to use a lot more C++ though. That's going to be the next goal. Okay, so let's do this. That way I don't have to keep recalculating this shit. Because I've already done it once here. Where am I keeping track of this variable? Oh, there it is. Okay, so we got the raw rating. What's up? We're currently doing some good old beautiful bug fixing. Hell yeah. So if session determined rating is more than BR rating, then go on ahead and do the thing. Now, I wonder if we want to use the float here as well, instead of the integer, to check if it's more than. Would that break anything? If we change that up. If the session determined rating is more than the best run rating, or whatever we have calculated there, Then go ahead and override it in here with all of the values. I guess we can. Oh man, this could have some unintended effects. Do you need a more precise way to compare them since it'd be a float now? No, just a more than, and then in here we just switch up the equal to be with the thing as well. If it's not more than, and it's not equal to be the exact same, then it will just give us the old save. But it is going to definitely be a lot more like accurate, I guess. That being said, the only problem is that we have to essentially recalculate this every single time that we go back through this, but that's fine. Do I have something for that? Please tell me I have something for that. Kills. Great. Kills. Yeah, nice. Well, this is kind of annoying. This isn't the actual rating. This isn't... rating? Determine rating. No, I don't want that one. I thought I turned that one off. I need kills, accuracy, deaths, time, and score. Okay, so this equals 0 is fine. I think I have like global calculate. Oh, great! I need the chapter name. Okay, I can't. Oh, fucking shit, man. Okay, so we have to. I have to. We have to recalculate all of this. Luckily, we have a current chapter in here, so maybe that'll work. Or I just break everything. Can't wait to get a bug report and like, oh, let's just make sure that, yeah, this is being used here. So I don't see this breaking. Calculate time. Okay. I love this part of my job. Calculate death rating. Death rate. Wait, what? Calculate deaths. Why is the deaths a float value? Past me? Why is it a float value? What can you die half a time? Oh, come on, man. Fucking stupid past me, idiot. Stupid dummy idiot. What was he thinking? How do you calculate kills? Really? 2 integers? Alright, fine. X and then Y. I believe. Yeah, probably. Alright, and then we just hook these things up. Surely all of these calculations happening at once isn't going to be like, really bad for us. Right, guys? Let's actually save this. Current save raw rating. Okie dokie. And then put that fucker in there. Hell yeah. And then now that means I don't need to recalculate this. Instead, I just use it here. And then I go away. And then I just check if the session raw rating is exactly equal to the save raw rating. Aha! And if it's not, then we just give you the old stats. Yeah, this is pretty bad, but it should work better. Should. Am I going to test it? Nah. I'm sure it'll be fine. Hazard was like, yeah, you could be half dead like me working on this game, so let's just make it afloat. I'm not half dead. I'm very much alive. Did you guys see? I posted about it on Twitter. Or X, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I randomly, one day, my siblings were like, yo, you should post on TikTok. And I'm like, man, I tried posting on TikTok, and nothing's gonna fucking happen. I randomly posted one of the shorts that I had onto the TikTok, and then this happened. It has 258,000 views now, apparently. Or impressions, or whatever the hell you want to call it. And then, like, we went from 11 followers to 167, and there's apparently a lot of Russian fans for some reason. Yeah. Some really great comments on TikTok, such as, well, let's take a look, shall we? Some really great comments. I also can't reply on PC for some reason, and there's no way I'm putting this on my phone. Yeah. Max Payne. Max Payne. Enter the Matrix. Max Payne? Game? Some Russian comments that I'm too lazy to translate. I'm sure it's a really nice comment. There's 11 replies under this one. I'm sure these are very, very, very nice comments. Why are there so many, why are there so many Russian comments? I'm actually kind of baffled how many Russian comments there are. Better get localization to Russian fast. Luckily, that's on our localization list, so we're all set there. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, we got Russian and Ukrainian on the list for the 1.0. So we're all good there. We're all good on that front. Do you use any fancy schnancy hashtags? Hashtag game dev, hashtag John Wick, hashtag whatever the fuck, hashtag gaming. I don't know. That's it. Going on that platform, honestly, for me personally, feels really... I feel icky. I feel like I'm walking through like a swamp. Feels weird. It's a weird platform. I can't even find your TikTok with Google. Nice. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, I think as any of these like trailers and stuff like that get more popular, I think I just read the comments less because I think it's probably best for my sanity and longevity that I just don't read any of those comments, which sucks because I like reading comments and replying to them, but like it gets to a point where it's like, yeah, I can't reply to all of these, and also some of them are just downright mean. Based but mean, but based but kind of mean. Not because, well, some of them are kind of just because they're trying to be mean, but it's because it's me. Okay, it's me. So, yeah. Hold on, I gotta tighten my teeth, my aligners. Can you actually not find it, Hellcat? God Mode Interactive TikTok, does that not show up in the Google SEO? Yep, it does not. Nice. I don't know how to put it in the SEO. Okay, this should fix the problem, or I broke the game. Yep. Yeah. I don't see why this would cause a problem. I actually could use this raw value of the chapter name in here rather than reading the variable. Good job, me. Good job, current me. You're doing a great job. Great job. Good job. Okay. Looking good. Well, sort of. It's a lot of spaghetti, but looking good. We don't have to look at this. Don't look at that. Okay. Yeah, I'd love to reply to all the, like a bunch of comments and stuff, but I think as time goes on, I learned that I don't have a thick skin, and I think anybody who says they have a thick skin, I don't know if it's entirely true. I think things do impact them. It's just not yet. They'll have a boiling point soon enough. I think. You know what I mean? Yeah. TikTok is very dynamic, and the question marks above the NPCs makes it funny. I can understand why it popped off. You know, there's some comments in there like talking about the enemy AI being too easy. And like that's completely fair. Honestly. It's completely fair. That, you know, that I don't deny. Also, some people said it looked too easy. So next time I'm gonna not record with auto aim. I think while I was trying to make it look more cinematic and cool and whatnot for the trailer, I think that actually kind of bit it. Actually, that specific one is the non-trailer one. That's the one with the crosshair, actually. So that one doesn't even have the auto aim. I think it's just the AI being stupid. Just make a trailer missing all the shots and dying all the time. Right, yeah, it would. That's kind of what I'm fucking thinking, because people want to see the difficulty in the game, so just make a trailer where you're getting hit and punched and fucking shot and shit. Maybe we do this. The very beginning is the player just dying constantly, and then they get better. And then they start beating the shit out of everything. Yes! We satisfy everyone. Right. I don't know. But I agree. The AI is a little silly at times. Don't get me wrong. I agree with that. AI is a bit, they're a little bit of a dummy. Rating system should now take into account a more accurate value when determining if a new run is worth being the best run. Rating system should now take into account a more accurate value when determining if a new run is worth being. If a completed run is worth being the best run. Okay, there we go. Nice. Put that in the patch notes. Put that fucker in the patch notes. Wait, didn't I have a task for that? Um, I don't know. Oh, I guess I didn't have a task for it, did I? Da 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 da, grabbing enemies firing even though they're not any can use the pictures. Okay. Yeah, no, I didn't have a task for it. That's fine. We put it in the finished list. Okay. Yeah, I just find it a little bit weird that it's like it's both correct and wrong, I guess, in some sense, where it's like I feel like people want to see the player get hit and die and whatnot, but at the same time, like I do agree that some of the AI does look stupid. So yeah. I forgot about this one. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but the infinite ammo modifier doesn't work for picked up rifles. It's technically intentional. The infinite ammo is just for the primary weapon. I didn't account for the secondary weapon. So I think, if anything, the text could probably be improved, but I can't change the text now because all of the localization is done. So if I change it, it won't be accurate anymore for all the other languages. Oh. Oh. So I'll just, yeah, it's just for the primary weapon. Yeah, like in the TikTok, like I do agree that like some of the AI is a bit silly. Here, I'll just get the actual video. Where's it at? Where was it? Is it this one? Like some of these shots, like maybe the guy with the katana could have maybe attacked the player there, and they were. I think they were about to. This might have been before the fix when I fixed their movement. That guy was about to go in for an attack. I guess him running over there was a bit stupid. Was shocked to see this video pop up on my TikTok. I frequent game dev TikTok, so it was dope seeing it. Yeah, I don't know how that TikTok blew up. Yeah, I don't know. If you make a second trailer for the game, end it with a death screen and be lore accurate. Yeah, I think like we could maybe improve the AI a little bit, but it's like, yeah, we could probably make some improvements. It's a cool clip, starts off strong, so it keeps people's attention off the bat. I think that's like the rule with TikTok and shorts is like the first 2-3 seconds should be like really strong. Like the strongest part of the game, right? Or the strongest part of the video. Like, can we play this in slow-mo? Can I play this in... Can I play this in slow-mo? Speed! Speed! Let's play it in halftime. So that enemy over there in the distance could have maybe started firing. Like, we could look into their reaction time being a little bit faster. The guy with the elite probably could have immediately attacked. His reaction time should probably be a lot faster. The guy going in for the melee attack, again, I think it's that's the katana guy that for some reason I think is walking in this shot. He's supposed to be running. So I don't know if maybe that broke again. But he was technically going in for an attack. So he had attack queuing. The guy with the question marks, now the question marks we could probably fix up and make them not appear as often. And like if they're hearing guns, like they should probably have a lot more priority. This guy could have, I think that guy was literally about to start shooting. Maybe we just increase the amount of suppressing fire shots that enemies fire. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what we do. Like right there, that guy could have attacked. He ran up on you. Oh, you know what it is? I don't think... Did he get a question mark? No, he had an exclamation mark. Fucking AI, dude. Honestly, the only funny part of the trailer is the two guys passing by you at 8 seconds. Hold on. 8 seconds. The trailer. Okay, yeah, that's a different clip. That's a different clip altogether. Which, like, we can look at it real quick. Look at the trailer 3? Trailer 1440p? I forget which one it is. I think it's this one. I think it's this one. I think either way, the shots are very similar. Yeah, that is fucking annoying. That for sure. It's very annoying. Like, you would think one of them would go in for an attack, but their stupid navigation is right there. And also the frequency of when they focus the player is very low, which I think we might want to increase that. So it doesn't look as weird. But their navigation there was not optimal, that's for sure. You got a fish? The conundrum I get into is that there are people playing the game that are struggling with the difficulty. If I start fixing the AI, I gotta start like tweaking numbers, because once I fix the AI, like their movement, where they path to, that sort of stuff, it's good, but it does increase the difficulty of the game. That being said, if we can make the enemies a little bit more predictive, as a player, you can kind of predict what they're doing. I think that might be best for the longevity of the game altogether. So I do think it is a worthwhile investment that we invest some time into AI again. I tried to do more of it, but clearly it was not enough. It was not enough. Where's the grunt? Set focus. Force focus. Oh, right, when they attack. But when they group up... Oh, they don't... This only receives 1 execution. Ah, shit. That only receives 1 execution, which is actually, while they're running to a spot, if they suddenly see you, they're not going to activate it. Let me see here. Receive tick AI. Okay. Am I planning on supporting the game after release? Bug fixing and little polishing, and if there's some quality of life, like requests, I'll definitely get to it. But in terms of new content, I don't have any. I don't foresee myself adding more content currently. I do plan on moving on to the next game, so that is the plan. Maybe if the game somehow magically fucking blows up like crazy, then maybe I'll work on it a little bit more. But I would like to look into how I could get modding support. That could be cool. I think that could be kind of sweet. But I also don't know how much potential the game really has for like modding support. I feel like modding support really thrives. It really thrives when the game leans a bit more sandboxy. I feel like the game is lacking some sandboxy elements to make that shine, you know? Hey, hell yeah, John Doe. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate you you sharing the game and stuff. Is 3D now available? Is 3D now available? Is 3D now available? Thank you for posting it 3 times for 3 dimensions. Once we get 4D, I want to hear 4 times. It's on the beta branch, so if you get the game, you can just activate it. Like, you literally just go to your Steam, your library, you go in here, properties, and then you can switch to the beta, and then you can test the third person. It's all sprite based. Yeah, the game's 2D by default. How you doing, Fi? The level creator? I would love to do a level creator, but again, because the game is not really that sandboxy, it's like it lacks, I think, in that department, which then makes me question, is it worth putting that much invested time into it? I feel like it would only really become really worthwhile to do modding and a level editor if the game had just like a little like more mechanical, I don't know what the wording would be, just more mechanics, I guess, just more like mechanic variety. I think that's the problem with the game. If you're not into shooting shit and running around and shooting more shit, I probably wouldn't pick up the game, because a lot of the game is just running around and shooting shit and punching shit. Kicking shit too, kicking shit into other shit. You know what I mean? It's like, that's most of the game. Grabbing shit, throwing shit, kick shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's it. Kicking box into shit. Yeah. That's a video game. If that's not your cup of tea, might not be the game. The guy with the rifle seem to have a higher priority to circle you and get into that setup when they surround you. I would love to like fix up, yeah. I need to give the AI, I need to boost him a little bit. Give him a little bit more love, I think. Because at the end of the day, that's the biggest thing of the game is the AI. So I think we can maybe get it done for the 1.0. I have not, Nash. I don't even know that analytics site. The game is still selling. It's been selling really well for the past week. Like, insanely well. Is dual wielding available in the beta, and how do we access it, if so? It is in the beta, and the dual wielding is with the Deagle. You unlock the Deagle after completing the Tokyo series level, which I think is the last series. But you literally just right click it in your Steam library and then go to betas. It's that easy. It's that easy. Did I check out 5.6? Briefly, Anderson, briefly. Am I going to be adding it to console? It might be on Xbox in the future. Not sure. No promises. I've been diving into 5.6 state trees, and it's really nice compared to the behavior trees. I saw a video of someone breaking down some of the new features in state trees. I gotta look at that, because I am interested in state trees for the AI. MetaHuman creator in the engine is huge. Yeah, that's cool. If I liked the look of metahumans, but I don't like the look of them. Oh man, damn it! Yeah, I like, even for the zombie game, I don't even know if I'll be making. I don't know if I'll be doing a realistic art style, because I kind of want to go a little Helldivers with it. put in a little bit of like physics. All right, like picture this. You blow off a zombie's legs. It starts crawling. It crawls to your leg. It grabs your leg. If you have low stamina, it makes you trip. Now you're on the ground, Helldiver style. And you can get up, but maybe you need to wait for your stamina to get back up or something. No, not booba physics, man. That's not what Adding a little bit of like physics gameplay could be really interesting. You blow off a zombie, full stop. No, blow off a zombie's legs. Blow off his legs. Blow off. No, no, it's not that type of game. That's a whole different game. That's the DLC. Will the price of the game go up once version 1.0 is released? No, probably not. Probably not. Okay, so when they move group up, what's the frequency of this? 2 seconds. Poopy. So we end up in this problem where they see the player and they awkwardly... I would say force focus because this is the shove animation. Golden. Also the templates. Templates are neat. How over-engineered are they though? I haven't looked at them myself. How over-engineered are the new templates? That's something I'm curious about because like they're really simple. Okay, cool. Hell yeah. I was actually thinking of something I was thinking of doing, as a matter of fact, is giving the merc and the weapon enemies, the gun enemies. I was actually thinking of giving them a melee attack. Yeah. I was thinking of giving them a melee attack. Like, they technically have a shove, but that just shoves you and kind of just, like, disorients you a little bit. Honestly, not that big of a deal. But I could see them having, like, a pistol whip or something like that. The horror game one is literally just a moody level. I noticed that one. It didn't really seem like there was much... It didn't really seem like there was much horror there. God, that is so stupid, man. I agree. It's really annoying seeing that. Because someone who's like really going to like actually be looking at the gameplay might see that and maybe it'll like really throw them off. The first-person shooter one uses their new FPS camera setup too. Ah, cool, man. Dude, there's so much stuff I'd like to like look at. I still have not looked at the new game animation sample stuff, even though I hyped that shit up when UE5 was like when they announced that. I wanna dig into the shooter game sample, that one sample from forever ago. Because I want to look at how they did the C++ code and how they did firing and damaging and stuff. Because I think they did a relatively good way of doing it. Like, enough for it to work for my future multiplayer games. There's a lot of things that I've learned in this game, but they're more like fundamental design skills rather than programming skills. I feel like my programming skills have been extremely... frozen. Yeah, I looked into choosers. Choosers are sick. Maybe the enemies need to attack from farther away. Like, for example, look at the knife enemy here. He probably could have easily attacked right there. That guy too. They actually secretly updated the animation sample with new anims in 5.6, but didn't tell anyone. I definitely would not use the like I wouldn't use motion matching, but I think some of the animations that are there could be pretty useful, and also seeing how they did stuff could be cool too. Part of me is thinking of the only thing is if I add one more modifier specifically for this, it's gonna fuck up our pretty 5x4 grid. What I was thinking, because some people want harder enemy AI, instead of adding a new difficulty on top of it, I feel like it would make more sense to have a modifier that makes them harder. What if you forgot your secondary weapon at home? Like you can't pick up secondary weapons anymore? I think there is I think there is. Is there a modifier for no secondary weapons? I think one of these is no secondary weapons. Yeah, enemies will no longer drop weapons. So you can technically use no primary weapon and no weapon drops, and you're essentially doing like a melee only run from there. Yeah. Yeah, it's only melee. You're only out with your fists. Will weapons that spawn in the level still appear? Yes. Yes. That is the only weapons that you'll be able to find, though. Okay, my only problem with adding a modifier in here that increases the difficulty of the AI. Here's my only problem with that. Well, two problems. One, I'd have to add 3 more because I would want to make this nice and pretty and grid-like and whatever. Two, the second big problem is Gambler is going to randomly pick that one. And that might be a pretty big buzzkill. If randomly the Gambler one is like, just picks harder AI, harder enemies, they'll like instantly shoot at you with like really quick fucking attack. It'll basically be like Hotline Miami difficulty, essentially. That's basically what that modifier would be if I did that. Remove one of the least used modifiers? I don't want to remove any of them. I think if I were to I'll just add one in because I think they're all a little bit like fun. Maybe we find out more like 1x multipliers that are just like fun, but they don't actually impact your gameplay whatsoever. Similar to like Crazy Ragdoll. Can you not place it behind a difficulty level instead? I can, but the problem is then suddenly we have like more difficulty stuff, and I don't want to add another difficulty on top of that. It is in the beta branch. You can get Steam Achievements Danger. Yeah, I think there's 40 right now. I think 40 or 30. What was the number? I want to say it was 40. Yeah, 40. There's 40 achievements. Right now they're hidden. Once we go into 1.0, I'm going to unhide all of them so you can kind of see what you need to do to get them. It kind of looks like El Paso Elsewhere. El Paso Elsewhere? I've never heard of this game. Oh, it has diving and everything. What the hell? I did not copy this game. Oh, damn. Yeah, that kind of goes hard. I like the camera shake that they did when you land. That might be a good idea. No, I know you're not, Nash. It's just, I'm sure someone's going to point it out. Cool. Yeah, their diving looks a lot better, though. Their animations looks a lot smoother. Well, except for that. You guys see that? The hand getting misplaced. Hold on. Is there a gameplay video of this? El Paso elsewhere. Hold on. Gameplay on PS5. Maybe I should find a different gameplay video. Guys, I should find a different gameplay video. I think the guy playing this is on drugs. I think the guy playing this is on drugs. Have you ever seen the game Double Action Boogaloo? I did. I played it when I was younger. The nice thing about doing more of a fantasy setting is that you can just do a lot more shit with it, like enemies jumping at you and shit. In the scenario with my game, I have to be a lot more grounded, which is extremely limiting. Really, really limiting. Like, what am I gonna do? Have a guy that's on drugs fucking jump at you and then, you know what I mean? Yeah. Fantasy's just such a better fucking setting to work with. I just randomly got that in Steam Discovery Queue because I played so far. I thought I would share it. It looks pretty well done. I like the idea of a camera shake when you land. I don't think we have a camera shake when you land, actually. Do we? Okay, you can finish building navigation. All right, you could just do that. Yeah, yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, maybe we do. Oh, we do have a camera shake. It's just very subtle. Maybe it's the fact... Maybe it looks weird to me because... Maybe this looks better because the gun is always staying in position when you're jumping. Hold on, let me... Because I did notice that when you jump, you kind of like move your arms away. I want to see... There's a lot of camera shake, like an abundance of it. Yeah, see, when he's diving, he's constantly aiming in the direction he's diving. You see what I mean? Rather than having that, like, slight anticipation. I wonder if that would feel better. Have you ever tried making dual-wield pistols? I don't have the right gun. Hold on. Dual-wield pistols, you say? Like these. Hold on. I shot a door. That causes me to freeze. You could have gone with no ceilings. I feel like that would have looked so weird. I kind of don't like that about this game that we're looking at. Is the no ceilings vibe. I think it's a stylistic choice because they made this the skybox and stuff. Why am I walking? Maybe they were also top down at first? Maybe. Maybe they saw my video. Who knows? Was that door flying / floating away slowly? I might have been in slow-mo. I don't know. Dude. Hey, watch this. My bullets are going through the mirror for some reason. Ah! Math. Do I have separate camera shake setups for top down and third person? I do not. But there is, you can tell the shake is there, right? Like, it's just not, like, crazy. And honestly, I'd prefer it to not be super crazy. I wonder if the animations for diving would look better if you're always aiming. Because I think when you start a dive, you can't shoot. If we change the animation, I can make it so you can shoot, like, no matter what. Like, you have to wait a little, like, 0.1, 0.2 seconds when you're diving because you're not, like, aiming in the direction. The mirror is mirror. It reflects bullets. Even the localization company was like, "Are you telling me mirrors can reflect bullets?" And I was like, "Yes." In this game, yes. Shouldn't the mirror shatter? No. That's a different game. It's a mirror. What do you mean? It reflects things. It's a mirror. What do you want from me? You can break the glass, though. What type of game is this? It's a shooting, punching, kicking game. Shooting, punching, top-down, and third-person game. Yeah, here's some gameplay. Going for their ankles is fucked. Yep. Anyways, yeah, it would be nice to maybe work on the AI a little bit. Looks like Rainbow Six Siege and Max Payne. Yeah. Yeah, it's John Wick, Max Payne. It's Asian guy from movie. That's someone's comment. I don't know what that was even referencing. And according to that other guy, it's also... Never mind, I won't make a joke. It's one of my YouTube comments. They're like, this game looks like dog shit. It looks like it's copying Max Payne, John Wick, Asian guy from shooting movie. They like listed 7 things out, and I'm like, well, you know, I guess. Yeah, anyways, that's the video game. Asian guy from shooting movie? I gotta figure out what the actual comment was. I forgot what it was. Hold on. I forgot what the comment was. Yeah. John Wick's a movie. Every single game copied their movements. I think the thing is, this game is just... It's a bunch of games now in one. It's a bunch of different inspirations. I don't know why it flies that way rather than that way. I don't know why. It's Hotline Miami, it's Max Payne, it's... What's that one game? VVVVI, whatever it's called, that one comic book game. It's... Call of Duty. It's Killzone, I guess. I don't know. It's Fortnite, yeah, because it's third person. It's Rainbow Six Siege. It's yeah, it's basically it's just everything, man. It's just a little bit of everything. It's a little spice from. It's got a little bit of cardamom, got some cinnamon, nutmeg. You know, it's got a little bit of everything. Yeah, Counter-Strike. Yeah, there you go. Or no. Correction. Country Strike. According to that one YouTube comment. But there's no fishing minigame. Yeah, unfortunately, we do not have a fishing minigame. That's why my game is not a 10 out of 10, and instead, it's an 8 out of 10, unfortunately. Yeah, I've been making games for like 10 years. Or, well, attempting to, I guess. This game's been in development for 4 years. Way longer than it should have been, but, you know. Yeah, this game's neat. It's neat. Your Steam Early Access still says Q2 2024. I know. Just adds a little bit of spice to the whole ordeal. Can't you make the shoulder camera switch a bit faster? I could maybe make it a setting so you can like change the speed of it. I think I had it fast at one point and it was like extremely disorienting. But I could maybe make like a setting to change the speed of when it switches. Oh yeah, it's also Sifu. We got melee. What can I add to the melee combat to make it more interesting? I feel like physics would add to it. Like enemies being able to fall on the ground and shit. I think that's what I wanted to do at some point, but it's just, I scoped it out. It would have been too much. That's for the sequel. That's never gonna happen. Air combos and command inputs. Go full fighting game. Rip. The sequel, Dress for Hire. Yeah. I want to get into game development because the games have been so lame these past few years. I want to make a horror game similar to Outlast. I'd say just give it a try. And then regret it. Like me. What? No, nobody look. What happened was not... You weren't supposed to see whatever happened there. Enemies dodging? I don't know if enemies dodging would be enough to add a bit of spice to it. Am I able to make a demo of this game? Maybe in the future. Why is there so much tomato sauce? It takes place in Italy. I don't know what to tell you. From downtown. Like, could you picture, like, you beat the shit out of a guy, right? Picture this, right? Without the guy T-posing. You're beating up some guy, and then you throw him to a wall, and then he falls on the ground, or you throw him in a wall in a specific way, and he ends up, like, half of his body gets hit, so he, like, staggers even further. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of stuff that I would have liked to do, I think. I just didn't have too much time to do that, and I don't want to add more bugs to the game. Also, the 2 liters of blood from throwing him behind your back is so overkill. Realistic that there wouldn't be any blood? Yeah, but that just makes it just more fun. I don't think there's any mention of grappling in the tutorial. I guess I could just machine translate the grappling tutorial if I add one. Or maybe I put it in the melee section. Yeah, I could... It definitely should probably be in there, though. I forgot it existed, to be honest. It is definitely one of those features that is very optional. Like, you don't need to use it as a player. It just adds a bit more, like, options for what you can do. You could make a James Bond story mode game instead? IO Interactive? I thought about that, Imperius. I thought about that. Like, maybe when enemies do suppressing fire, instead of you getting, like, hit awkwardly, maybe your character does a little very quick additive animation. My friend finished the game start to end without ever knowing about grappling. Well, now they can replay it with grappling. What? Hey, happy birthday. All right, what the hell are we looking at? I don't even know what the hell we're looking at. What's new? What's the next bug? Oh yeah, add controller haptics. Yes. We also got to work on all these levels. Yes. Got a couple more bugs still. Yes. We did a good amount of... We got a good amount of stuff here, though, for the next patch, I think. Hopefully. Hopefully I didn't break anything. That would suck if I did. I don't think I did. I think everything's fine. Yeah. Yeah, nothing's broken. Yeah, it's fine. Game's fine. Game's looking really good. It's looking better than it did before. For those that are new here, this is what we've fixed so far in the beta, based on player feedback and bug reports and whatnot. So that's great. let's take a look at the Discord and see if there's anything I'm missing. Am I missing anything? Consistent crashing in the intro. I think that will be fixed, so I'm going to mark that as fixed. A fatal error. Not sure how I can reproduce it. It happened in the mansion, and it happened after hitting restart checkpoint. Kaka PP. You can also do what COD does and just pump out the same games with a slight update for $200. I kind of just want to move on to the next game, like, and do a whole new code base. You know, take what I learned with this game and push it to the next game. You know, if I want to do some really cool combat stuff, I could probably just do it in the next game, possibly. Maybe. He's using Godot. I'm not using Godot. All right, we got this as well that I saw. Grabbing all fast flicking, deagle. This I think should be fixed. Stat mixing. I think I know why it happened. I think. Should be improved. Waifu survival base building game. Oh, Pog. Make a horror game just for me. I guess the zombie survival game that I plan on doing will be kind of like a horror game. Sort of horror. Thriller, I guess, is more... Thriller is probably more... the better term, I suppose. Enemies still getting stuck on objects on a high rise. Oh, dude, that's so fucking annoying, man. Make it yellow. XYZ axis visible in the manner of Richard's loading screen. Yep. That's still there. Yep. It's still there. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yep. Yep. Yeah, it is. It's an Easter egg. Oh, hey, you can see the XYZ axis. Yeah! I should probably update these anyways, because visually a lot of these places got an upgrade. Also, there's a bunch of floating weapons. Do you guys see that? What type of zombie game is it? The first zombie game that I'm going to make is going to be like a stepping stone towards the actual big survival extraction-ish kind of game that I want to make. Stalker-esque. I want to create my version of The Last of Us's roguelite mode. No return, but co-op. And then obviously with my own combat mechanics and looting mechanics and stuff like that. That is what I'd like to do. I don't know if I'll do that next after this game. I don't know if it... For all I know, I could work on some fucking mobile game or something. I don't know. Okay, another crash report for the Toronto level. I think it's fixed. Time to start your gacha game. It's finally time. I'm going to use a bunch of like AI generated waifus and it's going to be so sick. Yeah, just like that card game that we saw where everything was AI generated, even the music in the trailer. Yeah. Yes. It's embarrassing. The Game Awards. I think I have this in the bug list. Yeah, right. Ceiling showing in the warehouse level. Okay. Can't counter with God mode on. I believe I fixed this. So let's go ahead and mark that as fixed. This should also be fixed. Crash after the deagle went invisible. Don't know what happened there. Option always activate. Yep, that's on my list still. I have to look through this, but I did fix a bunch of stuff in here. Mixing roof. Yeah. What was this? I think they were inside of an object. Right. I think I fixed everything in here. Or mostly everything. Yeah. Mark it as complete. Fixed. I saw a mobile game ad and they used AI corn for their ads. I looked at the game and it's just a card game. Which game? I'll just show you guys the trailer without the music because I'm too lazy to set my thing. Green. Wait, hold on. Maybe it's in my history. Ah, yes. Planet. Play Green. It's this trailer. This is, by the way, this was the second trailer in their Green Game Showcase, which is about games that are good for the Earth, I guess. And then it's all AI generated. Even the music. The music is some like AI generated country music. It's awful. And this is on the Game Awards. This is on the Game Awards, man. Don't count the fingers. I wonder, are there any finger problems in this trailer? I wasn't like looking out for them. Oh God, her hand is fucked up. What about him? 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got the right amount of fingers. That being said, I think they zoomed the trailer in so it didn't show his hands here. They zoomed the Man, look at them dollar bills. It's a brackets one. I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, the Game Awards. I could have probably applied and got in. If this is the shit they show, I think they like ran out of games to show off, man. This entire showcase had like a bunch of AI. It was really funny. It was really, really funny. This was on it? Yeah, that was in one of their showcases. Obviously, they have different events, and that was the Green Game Showcase. The Green Game Showcase. The Planet Play Green Game Showcase. By the way, this game also has crypto. If you thought it was bad enough, it also has crypto. It's something out of like a fucking Simpsons skit. It's something out of a Simpsons skit. Oh, God. That's the funniest shit ever, man. Can you link the video? Yeah, I got you guys. Sorry. Here you go. Here, I'll link it in YouTube chat as well if anybody wants to take a look at that interesting past broadcast showcase. It's not like they didn't know what they were looking at either. It's the second trailer in their showcase. Like there's no way they'd, you know what I mean? I feel like the first few trailers they would at least like really make sure it's like good, you know what I mean? They thought AI plus crypto is good for the environment. I think what it is like the company that works on the game has an initiative, but it's like, you know what I mean? Did I see the new trailer for Ill? I did. I love the part. It is such a fucking scary looking game, but I love the part where he punts and kicks a baby at the very end of the trailer. I thought that was great, dude. that was the funniest shit I've seen, man. Oh my god. Jeff needed his money, I guess. I doubt that game actually paid for that advertisement spot. I doubt it. What do you mean? Don't look at me like that. Listen, I think anybody who sees that part of like a zombie monster baby and then kicking it and it fucking flies into a big pile of barrels, I think anybody would laugh at that. And, oh man, I could picture it. That's how good that segment was. Anyways, where the hell am I? Where the fuck I am? While in third person, top-down camera view parameters don't get set when transitioning areas. Problematic when the player switches perspectives. Is that fixed? I thought I fixed that. I swear I fixed that. I think everyone found it funny. A super scary thing, then it cuts to it being easily kicked. I really do think having sometimes a rare little comedy in something that's so serious is like, I think, great. It adds that little bit of like, it's like, okay, here's how I see it, right? You have the intensity level at a very high amount. The problem is if you stay here too long, the player is like desensitized to it. But then if you add comedy, it kind of like, you know, it resets the curve a little bit, which I think is great. Show wasn't on the main channel on Twitch, so I missed it. I think it's like the D tier fucking showcase or something. Like, kind of like just like a whatever kind of showcase. It's not like PC Gamer or whatever shows or whatever. I don't know though. This year, all of the showcases, all of like the popular showcases, there was only one thing going in my head is like watching the showcases. I honestly kind of felt like I was just like, it felt like Groundhog's Day at some point watching the showcases. So many like third person Dark Souls like games, and it kind of just felt like I was watching the same thing over and over. You know what I mean? It kind of felt that way a little bit. There was still some really, really good games that were unique, but like it kind of just felt like I was seeing the same thing over and over again. I think that's the problem, is that those events cannot be... They can't be that long. If you make them too long, I feel like there's such a fatigue with watching a 1 hour show of just a bunch of shit. The Xbox Showcase was the most egregious one this year. I don't even know what the fuck that means. I know that word, but I just... Outstandingly bad? The Xbox show? You think it was the worst one? What did Xbox show? Xbox Showcase. What did Xbox show off this year? Them showing Call of Duty at the end of their show, it's like, we got one last thing for you. And it's like, it looked cool, and all of a sudden, Call of Duty 7. And I'm like, really, man? I actually think there was some cool stuff in the Xbox Showcase. There was some cool stuff. I wouldn't say it was the worst. I would actually argue that the Summer Game Fest, the main show, just kind of just like, it fell fucking flat, man. In my opinion. I think the main show, the main event was just kind of like a nothing burger, in my opinion. Yeah, I guess RE9, but you know, I don't really care for RE9. It was just kind of cozy game, a third person dark fantasy game, into cozy game, into a Souls-like game. You never heard this one before. It's a Souls-like game, but when you die, you actually have a different character that has different ability. And then if you die, then you die. Like, you die. It's like that. That's it. Outer Worlds 2, the game all about fighting capitalism, and they're the first Xbox game to increase prices. Listen, man, it's the game about fighting capitalism. It's not about like the actual. It's not like actually about fighting capitalism. You know what I would have liked to see another trailer for, or even like a release date? Do they have a release date for fuck, what was that really cool looking ninja fucking samurai style game that had like crazy cool looking animation moves? Someone in here and someone in chat knows what I'm talking about. It made me want to work on Ronin again. He has like a spinning move where he goes like, no, not Ninja Gaiden. Phantom Blade Zero. Yeah, do we have a release date for that? Yeah, I don't think we have a release date for that. Yeah, Phantom Blade Zero looks fucking sweet, man. Makes me want to work on Ronin. They said they'll have one by the end of the year, I think. Ah. Souls-like, into Stardew, into Souls-like, into Stardew, into Souls-like, into Stardew, into Souls-like, into... It just kind of like... Some of the Game Fests kind of like... I don't know. Maybe I'm like I'm like some of the gamers that think gaming is dead. But in reality, gaming's not dead. My interests have changed. And then the gamers that think gaming is dead just haven't gotten to that point where they understand that they've grown out of it a little bit. Or maybe it really is dead. I don't know. Maybe it is dead. Is it dead? Mark's bingo list? What do you mean? What's on the bingo list? I have a great idea. We should make games like Elden Ring. It's so original. AAA is dead. I do think some of the more interesting games, personally to me, were a lot more indie games. I think there was some cool looking indie games. Can you see what the announcements were for Summer Games Fest? Is there like a highlights page of all the things they showed off? Rewatch the show. Oh, seeing James Bond was cool. That was cool. It's just so funny seeing this fucking showcase in here. Discover how the world's most exciting games are driving real-world change. Second trailer, AI generated, the entire thing. Also, crypto. It's just it's so ironic. It's so ironic. Yeah, I don't think it's dead either. It's just that's the narrative that a lot of people like to, you know, build up. I do think indie is I think indie is breaking through even beyond niche audience, and it's starting to break through into even casual audience. I think the thing that's different now is that indie games are starting to break through beyond just the niche audience or PC audience. And whatnot. Where do I find what games fucking appeared? How do I... Anybody know? Games shown at Summer Game Fest. Everything announced. Alright, IGN, what you got? Resident Evil 9, Lies of P, Dying Light, Wu-Tang, this game, Game of Thrones, Arc Raiders, Pog, Hitman, DLC, Pog. That's limited for 30 days for some reason. Mortal Shell 2 looked kind of cool. But again, Souls-like. This game, Death Stranding 2, made no fucking sense. Good job, Kojimbo. Wild Gate, that's cool. I don't know. I think the thing is I'm just not interested in any of Steve. Just not interested in any of the games. Atomic Heart 2. And the cube. Oh, this. God, they really fucking put that as the thumbnail. they really put that. They really put that as the thumbnail. That's great. This looked kind of cool. Where the fuck I am? I think the problem is that I'm just not interested in any of the games they showed. Like, I don't think really anything interests me. Dude, listen, I'm stupid to the point where I only play Deadlock and Marvel Rivals these days. Like, I'm my brain's off the wazoo, let me tell you. Like, and it's all over for me. It's all over. Do I have any plans to add a camera distance slider? Feels a little cramped to me as is. I've thought about it. The only problem is that some of the levels might look really fucked because of... I'll think about it. Zav, I'll think about it. What games do I like to play? I really don't know. I like playing different types of games. Rainbow Six Siege X? There's a new Siege game? What is the difference with X? Is this like remastered? I don't know, dude. I don't really play single player games all that much. I'm more of a multiplayer game kind of person. A little bit competitive. Like Rivals. Like I'll play Rivals. I'll play Deadlock. From time to time, I like playing RPGs, you know. I play a little bit of everything. I generally lean into multiplayer games though. And as a developer, I do want to start making multiplayer games as well. It's a big update to Siege, and they made it free to play. Ah, free to play. Right, free to play in a competitive multiplayer game. Yeah. Yeah, not many good multiplayer games shown. Right. I think this year, I think the thing is why I didn't get interested is a lot of the games were single player or like maybe co-op. Actually, not even. A lot of them just seemed single player. I think the only multiplayer games I can think of was like Call of Duty, which I don't really care for. Dune was in there, I think, but I don't really care for Dune. Splitgate 2. I played a little bit of Splitgate 2. I really don't think... No offense to Splitgate 2, I'd be surprised if it actually lasts as long as Splitgate 1 or if longer. It's yeah. It's not there for me personally. The new Battlefield is looking cool based on the leaks I'm seeing. Based on the leaks I'm seeing, it looks cool. If they can keep it up with where they're going, I think that'll probably be my next multiplayer game that I play. Yeah. Splitgate 2 went wild on Twitter. I think what they did was kind of just fucking stupid. I get it. And don't get me wrong, I as a developer really want to go off on people too sometimes, and you know, but you kind of just have to be the bigger person. Just be like, you know what, yeah, so yeah, thanks for the comment. You know what I mean? Yeah. Don't break anything. Hey, peace out, Scotty. Thanks again, by the way, for all of the like help you're doing on the Discord and shit. I think that's very kind of you. I appreciate it. Taking shots at COD. Apparently the backstory is that COD took shots at them first, or like some developers took shots at them, but it's like, I get it. It's just, I think it's just kind of ironic having a hat that says make FPS great again, and then you have a battle royale mode. It's like, yeah. This is coming from me playing Splitgate 1. I enjoyed Splitgate 1. I liked it. I saw the design problems with it. Splitgate 2 is kind of just more of the fucking same. It's just they reduced their niche mechanic and made less portal spots. And then there's just Halo. At that point, why not just play Halo? You know, at least Halo has like identity. It has like a long term. The sound effects are very memorable for people, you know, and whatnot. Like at that point, why not just play fucking Halo? I know a lot of people didn't like Halo Infinite, but clearly people are still playing it. Like, no offense. That's I like the idea of Splitgate. I love the portals, but yeah, because Halo has crazy aim assist. I just don't think changing one system is going to be enough to save a game and just being like, we have less aim assist. I think there's so much more involved that really is needed to capture people, and I don't know. We'll see. I'd like for them to succeed. I'm not saying, oh, I want them to fail. You know, I think when people are like, I want this game to fail, I think that's kind of like unhinged, but I like Battle Royale more than old school FPS. Don't get me wrong. I see why they put it in, because it's going to garner more attention. But I think, yeah. I think arena style shooters are just kind of difficult to get people drawn in. It's just not like the thing anymore these days, I think. Pumped for Arc Raiders. I think Arc Raiders is sick. I had a really fun time playing the tech test, and I'm really looking forward to that game for sure. I think that one was a very cool one. All right, anyways. What am I doing? I'm not doing anything. Nothing's getting done. I'm yapping too much in these streams. I apologize. But isn't that the whole point of the stream? Sounds building from instantly aggroes the enemy on the player. Do you want to make some edits to the AI? I do. Can you go back to the satisfying shooting people in your AI? Hey, take a look. There you go. There you are. We need a third gameplay on the screen. We need a third gameplay on the screen. Put the third gameplay on the screen. Mods? Add some Subway Surfers footage too. We should make a Subway Surfers version of a Suit for Hire version. We should make a... Anyways, Subway Surfers, but Suit for Hire. There we go. God, that took a while. That took me a while. My brain is fucking fried. The maps of 2 are much worse for me. There's one map in Splitgate 2 where you can do that thing. But the thing they did is instead of you having to jump down to increase your acceleration to then go out of a portal, they just made it so you can put a portal in a spot and it just launches you no matter what. I get it, but it just, yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're trying to put a square shape into a circle hole by really forcing the whole portal mechanic and stuff like that. And it's great, but it's no matter how much you casualify it, it's still going to be such a barrier for so many people. Unfortunately, that's just kind of the problem with game design of having to focus at shooting and on top of that having to put portals. There's so many players that I see stream the game and they don't even use the portals like at all, even though they could clearly get a huge advantage over another enemy by putting a portal right behind them. My backseating fucking tingly fingers are getting all crazy when I see people play the game. Anyways, it's fun, but yeah, I think it's probably gonna, unfortunately, I think the difference between Splitgate 1 and 2, and I don't know how they got this funding. People have been saying, and I don't know if it's true, people are saying Splitgate 2 had $100 million in funding. I don't believe that. There's no fucking way. Is that true? Did they actually get 100 mil in funding? Like, it did? Where does it say that? they got 100 million funding. They got a publisher. So they got a publisher. Wait, are you sure? Because it only shows them here. Maybe they got like a angel investor or something? What's so surprising to me is that the first Splitgate, in my opinion, I think it had fun aspects to it. It's crazy how it has 111,000 reviews though. I think they just had a really horrible fucking monetization method, and I have a feeling they're repeating that again here. I have a feeling they're repeating that shit here as well. You know what they need? They need big booba characters. That's what they need. They need some big booba characters. Do what Marvel Rivals did. They got that shit down. We're gonna see Project Aincrad someday. Listen, man, I'm not doing any. Listen. I've gotten past the age of 16. I'm no longer in the Sword Art Online phase of my life anymore. Go for it, Link. I don't know if you'll be able to post it in YouTube chat though. I don't know how to allow links in there. Where's my booba character? I went down the more liberal path with our feminine character models, and I didn't do like a super like hourglass type shape for the bodies, because technically these are like feminine clothing options. And yet you promote male model. That's why you'll never be a billionaire. Yeah, maybe I should have went more hourglass shape for it, huh? That would have gotten me the money. How many feminine character models do we even have, actually, technically? And we have one. I think we just have 2 character models. I think we just have 2 base. Like, we have recolors. I think we definitely could have probably added more. But, yeah. Oh, is this the tweet? Holy shit. We've just rated 100 million to continue our journey as an independent community-first game studio. We are not selling our company. We solidified our future. We've just closed a significant funding round of 100 million. We can hire a lot more developers. Wow. That was back in 2021 that they got 100 million footage in can't see past the footage loops? Oh shit. Yeah, our feminine character model options are not, the best. And like listen, I'm not a character artist by nature, so I really tried to put in some like more feminine kind of like head models, but I tried to kind of keep it so like all of the clothing can match together, if that makes sense. Very challenging to do that, while also like not, yeah, like I think what we'd have to do is like we would have to kind of go into the cliches of tightening up the body a bit, stuff like that. So yeah, to really, because I'm a poopy character artist, unfortunately. You just have to add a battle pass. That's all it takes? What? Yeah. It's Abby? Is Abby the character from The Last of Us Part 2? Yeah? Okay. Big, muscular woman? Hell yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a good character artist. That's just the nature of it. Man, I really do. We should put AI back on the docket to try to get AI to feel better. That being said, I'm hungry. I started the stream a little later than I wanted to today. I got home from the dentist and I was like tired, so I took a nap. And so I'm gonna work on this stuff off stream. I also have to prep for some contract work stuff, so that's great. But I'll push an update and some little mini patch notes, and hopefully these bugs are fixed and the crash in the intro. Hopefully. Yeah. Yeah. Do I work for development? Is this a hobby? It's both. I do this, and then I do contract work, which is also an Unreal. Currently, I'm working on a game as well for work. So, doing both. A little bit of both. Well, when they re-sign me for the new milestone. Whenever that happens, if they do, which I think they would, but you never know. Maybe they pull a fast one on me. Anyways, yeah, I'm probably gonna hop out here. We got a little bit of stuff done, but you know, a little bit of a yappy stream. I think tomorrow we're gonna have a less yappy stream. Get some more work done where we can. Yeah. Is it still worth it to use 4.27? I don't think so. I don't think so. I really think you can just switch to DX11, turn off a lot of the features in UE5, and honestly, I would probably just use UE5 now at this point. You'll have a lot more compatibility with consoles, most likely, and you'll probably get some of the optimizations that are being added in. And there's still a lot of nice features in UE5 that are not just Nanite and Lumen and Virtual Shadow Map and all this other bullshit. Like, there's a lot of really cool stuff in UE5. So I would say just do some research and see which ones fit your games and what you plan on working on. That's what I would say. More frequent crashes come in the package for free. Some of the crashes that we experience in this game could potentially just be fixed by switching to 4.27 because I use 4.26. The editor performance is just ugh. I think it's probably because in the editor it uses DX12. I really wonder what the performance is like with DX11. Running it in DX11. I really wonder. But I agree. But that being said, I haven't tried DX11. I've only tried UE5 with DX12, which I think is the default. So I would be curious what the performance is like with DX11. If it's on par, or if Slate just fucking eats that, just eats that much more in the editor. I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna go. Thanks for dropping by. I'm gonna go make a second coffee. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Whap! I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for dropping by. A little bit of a later stream. I'm going to try to stream a little earlier tomorrow. Tomorrow's a Wednesday. Yeah. So I'll see you guys then. Thanks for dropping by. Lurking, chatting, sticking around. Have a great day. Have a great day. All right? Yeah. All right.